Good evening, everyone. Today is Friday, October 11th. Um, Welcome to Disability 128 podcast. I'm your host, Sean Ferguson. I do have a video that I'm going to show you. Um, One of the person emailed me this video, and it's very disturbing. Um, Basically, there's a autistic teen um, beating up the teacher's aide. Um, so here's the video that I'm going to show you. Just leave a comment on my page, um, and just tell me, does he deserve to be in prison or not? Just leave a comment on my page, and here's the video.
Autistic teenager will spend the next 5 years in prison after brutally beating a teacher's aide over a Nintendo Switch that she confiscated from him. Now, take a look at this. This is surveillance video from inside of the Florida high school. You can see the aide in the black shirt walking away when the 17-year-old chases her and then stomps on her and begins violently punching her. She lost consciousness. This continues until others run up and pull him off of her. Now, a judge this week sentenced a 17-year-old as an adult and gave him 5 years in prison and even more probation after he gets out. Some say he's not going to get the help that he needs behind bars.
A lot of people with autism experience at some point in their lives or express aggression. I do not believe he will receive the treatment he needs.
I absolutely do think the school district failed him, that we had a behavioral plan that was not followed.
Now, the victim had broken ribs, a concussion, hearing and vision loss, and now has PTSD, as you would expect in a situation like this. Definitely a disturbing situation. But we want to take a deeper look into someone living with autism and if these results are the best option that's out there. Joining us tonight here, teacher Arnetta Murray and parent Lewis Hunter. So, Lewis, as a parent, seeing a video like this, it's always tough because even in the courtroom video, you saw him towering over the deputies. He's 17, still not an adult, but still, your thoughts on this?
In the state of Florida, I believe he can be charged as an adult.
Oh, he was
charged as an adult. Okay, yeah, because I think it was a felony aggravated assault. This kid is 6'6", 270, and I'm gonna quit saying kid. He is 6'6", 270 pounds. He kicked this 60-year-old woman to sleep and then kept hitting her. Nobody deserves to go to work, to provide for their families, to have to deal with this. In the year previous to that, he had 3 misdemeanor charges for the same thing. So whether or not the mother should be charged, this sympathy talk about, well, you know, he's not going to get the help that he needs in prison. Who's getting the help that they need in prison right now? Whether or not you're autistic or retarded, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't. I mean, you can't give this kid too much sympathy because of what he did. Everyone's talking about the help that he's going to get. What about this lady who went to work that day, this teacher's aide, you know, for taking a Nintendo Switch? I don't see it. I would have gave him 10 years. He was facing 30, you know, so in my view, he got off. All right. And then he apologized later on. This kid has written 2 books. He wrote a rap single, you know, so to suggest that somehow he doesn't know right from wrong, this kid's smart.
And that's important for the viewer out there, that he knows right from wrong.
Absolutely.
You know, he's not a kid who's in the fog and doesn't know which direction he's going. He knows right from wrong, according to the psychiatrists and the doctors that they talk to in this case.
Right.
But I'm not saying you're right. I want to hear from Arnetta. You teach children with special,
Yeah. And basically, now, we do believe in consequences. We're not saying that he should not have gotten any consequence. But autism is a unique, I'm not going to say disability, but it's a concern. Was he wrong for jumping on that lady? Absolutely. I don't know why he got upset. I don't know what triggered him. But however, as the teacher said earlier, the person said on the recording, did they follow the behavior intervention plan for that kid? Was everything in place? What about the documentation? He's probably had that type of aggression all along. And so, that being said, do I think that he should have got 5 years? Absolutely. But while they are going to jail, if you will, he still needs to get the necessary help that you may not agree with. He needs that because when he comes out...
I was going to ask, do you think when he comes out, it'll be the same story again?
Possibly, but if they have interventions and measures in place, it can help him. To me, as I was looking at it, as you said, somewhere down the line, the school did not do their job. And I think you said he should have got 20, but I believe this. Because they had some form of documentation about his behavior, that's probably why he didn't get 20.
Trust me, he's going to get the help he needs locked up. All right, there's some some dude in jail is going to show him how to behave. All right, this is about consequences. You're not that special needs to where you don't understand what an ass whooping is. All right, and it's apparent that he's never had one. I've seen his adopted mother. His adopted mother is a frail white lady. There's no way that she's handling a 6'6", 270-pound kid who has aggression issues. You can't help that, but there's somebody in the pen that will help that.
Is there ever a point where a child is so ungovernable and as big as he is, where parents should consider, let's keep him home. Let's homeschool him instead of putting him in an environment where he could harm someone and cause us problems and himself problems like we have here?
Well, unfortunately, because of the special ed umbrella, inclusiveness is the key.
Right, absolutely.
So we try to do that, but however, there have to be measures in place, not only from the parent outside factors as well, to help this kid. This kid, that's just, to me, he's just an aggressive kid. He's been that way.
And really quick, what do you think about the idea of some homeschooling if they can't get along with anyone
I
else?
agree if that's the parent's choice.
Got it.
I've got a classmate whose daughter would go to school, and an autistic kid would grab her on the backside. This kid never got disciplined. There was so much understanding and sympathy for the fact that this kid had this problem. But whose child has to suffer because of that? What adult who's going to work to provide for their families has to contend I don't blame the school district. I really don't. I blame
the parent,
the parent in the way that she raised this child, and the fact that the school district that he started in didn't discipline him early enough. He has no right to be in school.
Schools can't discipline.
All right. We want to thank you guys for joining us. It's a discussion that we can continue on all night.
So, as you saw from that video, I'm going to ask you guys some questions. And, I said this before I sent you the video. But do you guys believe that he deserves to be in prison for 5 years? Leave me a chat. Does he deserve to be in prison? So I'm going to give you my opinion. And my opinion is yes, he does deserve to be in prison for 5 years. I mean, he's 6'6", 275 or 70 pounds. That dude is big. He's really big. And he tossed that old lady across the room, and of course she was knocked out cold, and he still continued to hit her even though she's knocked out cold. Not only that, he had 3 misdemeanor charges against him for the same thing. So throughout the history, he's been having these aggression almost all his life. So my thing is, I would blame the parent, and I will also blame the support system and the school system for failing him on his behavior aggression, not giving him the proper step to to distress, or not distress, but to depress from the aggression, or what's the word? Digress. Sorry about that. Digress. They didn't teach him how to digress from the aggression. You know, they don't. I don't know if they gave him like a coping skills whenever he's angry, um, or whenever he has a trigger. I, I don't. I really think the support system had failed the kid, um, and so on and so forth. And you know, and like I don't condone his behavior and what he has done. I mean, he does deserve to be in prison, but also at the same time, I kind of wish the school system and his parents can give him like a better support to uh, digress his aggression and behavior. Also, I was thinking they should have took him to more of the, cause I really don't think the school that he was at is a behavior school. I think it's just a regular school where like some teachers help with the special needs kid. They should have took him, or the parents should have took him to the behavior school where they focus more on his behavior more so than his academics, because that it will really help him with his aggression. Also, they can um also like put him in sports like football. Football could really help him with his aggression, and he will have like a male figure. Also, I'm pretty sure the teammates would have handled him pretty well, and also the coach would have handled him as well. But I mean, who knows? You know, if he got mad and took it out on coach or whatnot, like they, kick him off the team or something like that. But uh, I would say it is rough. Another thing, and another thing is, um, I heard that in that video that he was adopted by a single mom. Well, actually, a 60-year-old single mother. Well, I don't know if she's single or not, but to me, it sounds like she is single. Here's my advice, especially the one who's adopting a kid, a single mom, or um, yeah, I would say like a woman who's single wants to adopt a child. My advice to you, single ladies, is don't adopt a child unless you are married, because he needs I would say the kids need structures, not only from their mom, but also from like the dad. It doesn't matter if they're adopted um or biological. Um that kid didn't have a father in his life. Did not even have adopted father in his life. And that's why he's acting the way he's acting. Trust me on this. If he would have like an adopted father, he wouldn't be acting that way. Cause you know, I'm pretty sure he would have put him in his place. Trust me on that. Um, you know, thank God, I have a father, that not only helps me out, but also like put me in my place because when I was younger, I did have an aggression problem. Um, I didn't know how to express my feelings, so I started to act out. And because, when I act out and everything, my dad put me in my place. He put me in my place by giving me an ass whooping, so to say. And I would say for people who's I will also like blame the government as well. I'm not sure if I think they put law in place where you can't like spank your kids with like a belt and things of that nature. I would say that's why you have kids acting the way that they're acting because they didn't get their ass whooped. So, like I said, they have failed him. The government has failed him. Um, you know, the parents has failed him. They, I don't think he got disciplined at all. So um so yeah, just leave me a chat. Like, does he deserve to be in prison for 5 years? Um, and I just want to say thank you uh, for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel. Um, click the like button. Also, click the notification and spread this videos to your friends and your family. Um, it will be wonderful. It'll be great. And take care, give care, and I will see you on the next one.